7:22 p.m. It's Monday, 4/18/2022. Welcome to BP311's Weekday Sports Pick Show. We have a very in-depth, long recap after edition 2, episode 2 of This Week in Sports Betting that took place on Friday at 3 p.m. in place of the BP311 Weekday Sports Pick Show. I did give you the recap from Thursday on Friday, and I gave you a total of 10 plays, 8 of them for the weekend, 2 of them futures. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the Nuggets and the Mavericks as far as whether they can win their first round series as far as those 2 bets, but I gave you 8 over the weekend. We're going to recap those shortly. I want to thank TJ Saltdog, Matt Kawalis, and Dulcetto for coming on. Programming note will be coming up in a little bit later on this program. So let's roll into the recap, and I'm going to recap the other guys' plays before I do mine. So Dulcetto gave you Arsenal money line minus 105 against Southampton. In soccer, Southampton wins 1-0, so that's an L. He gave you Bordeaux plus 1.5 against Lyon. Some French soccer there. Lyon wins 6-1. They didn't cover. Bordeaux didn't, so that's a loss there. But he did give you an over in rugby. He gave you the over 37.5 between Melbourne and Cronulla in rugby, and total there was 52, hit with flying colors. So a 1-2 weekend for Dulcetto, and we hope to have him back on for the 3rd edition of the program. Matt Wallace gave you a lot of great stuff, and he gave you a lot of good picks, and his record was pretty great. He gave you 5 props, so if you went on Price Picks and you did it that way, and you parlayed them that way, you actually made money on it. Ingram's over 6.5 rebounds was the only one that did not hit. He only had 6. Jackson, Reggie, that is, over 6.5 assists. He got 8. Garland over 8.5 assists. He got 9. LeVert over 15.5 points. He got 16. Trae Young over 29.5 points. He got 38. So if you went on Price Picks and you put $5 down, you made 20. If you put $10 down, you made 40. If you parlayed them all together, well, you lost out unless you had some parlay insurance. But 4-1 in his props, which was great. He was also 3-1 in his straight plays as he gave us the T-Wolves plus 6.5. They win outright over the Grizzlies, 131-17. He gave you the Pelicans and the Hawks on Friday night, who both won, and the Jazz, who also won and then covered as well against the Mavericks on Saturday. They won by 6, needed to win by 5.5, 99-93 in that one. So Koalas overall 7-2. Great weekend. Great picks, and we look forward to having him back on as soon as possible, potentially for episode 3. Again, we'll get to the programming note about episode 3. TJ Saltdog has some NBA for it. He liked a lot of overs, but the over in the Hawks-Cavaliers game did not hit 225.5. It was only a 208 total. Hawks get the job done. Pels-Clippers over 215.5 didn't hit 206. That's an L. T-Wolves plus 6.5 against the Grizzlies was a winning pick. Over 209.5 between the Mavs and the Jazz. No go. We got 192 was the total there, so that's an L. And a win with the 76ers and the Raptors over 216. Game ended in a 131-111. Philadelphia victory, 2-3 for TJ Saltdog. And then into my plays for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's go one by one, day by day. So Friday, in the Major League Baseball, I gave you the Miami Marlins money line against the Philadelphia Phillies, and they get that job done. 7-1 victory for the Marlins. We can move over from there to the NHL, as I gave you the New York Islanders minus 1.5 to cover the puck line against the Montreal Canadiens, and then the Isles beat the Habs 3-0. That's a W. I also gave you the Pelicans to win on the money line plus 155 against the LA Clippers on Friday night, and 105-101 New Orleans victory, and they move on to the NBA playoffs. 3-0 for Friday. No complaints there. Saturday, still rolling strong, starting in the NHL. We got the Wild and the Blues over 6. Blues get the job done in a 6-5 game. 11 total goals. Hits the over with flying covers. That's a W. From there, I'm sorry. One second. From there, I know we had the Nuggets, and that's where things turned sour. I missed one. That's what it was. I had Liverpool and Man City again, and I had Liverpool again on the money line. This time it wasn't as advantageous. It was a minus 110 and a pick 'em. Liverpool wins 3-2. A soccer victory for BP311 on Saturday morning before the NHL overhit between the Blues and the Wild on Saturday afternoon, NHL afternoon. Saturday evening is when everything kind of turned, and the Nuggets lost Game 1. Of course, it was a very advantageous money line, plus 205, I believe it was, or plus 210, something like that. Nuggets go down to Golden State, 123-107. So that's an L, first L of the weekend. We roll into Sunday, the Michigan Panthers. Opening game in USFL for them, not the opening game. The opening game was Saturday. I didn't take anything on that one. The only one I took was the Panthers -3. They lose the game 17-12 to the Houston Gamblers. Shea Patterson did not look good, especially not early. A lot of issues to work out for that squad if they're going to win any kind of championship this year. And I hope that this season actually plays itself out. And I hope that we get to see all 10 games and playoffs. And if this thing keeps rolling, we will have a show where our main theme will be dedicated to USFL later on This Week in Sports Betting. You know, we did a very NBA-centric program last week. This week we're going to stick to our normal stuff. I'm going to dive deep in the NHL. There's a lot of games on Saturday. There's a lot of baseball games on Saturday that I'm sure we will touch on. There will be some NBA playoffs for Terry to sink his teeth into, and we'll see if we can get the other two boys back at least one more time right here. Continuing on through Sunday, I only had 2 games on Sunday, right? So in official plays, I went 0-2 on Sunday. The other game that I had was the Nets money line. They lose 115-114 in a nail biter. And then, you know, the whole thing with Kyrie flipping off the fans and telling them to suck this, you know what. Look, I thought the Nets were the better team. It was a shootout. I mean, it was a game. So 2-1 Saturday, 0-2 Sunday, but there's some icing here. Just like in these series that I took for Mavs and Nuggets for Denver and Dallas, it may come back to bite me and hurt my record later. This isn't an official because I give you my golf plays. I give you 3 a week, either on Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably going to be Tuesdays because I just like to get the early jump on this kind of stuff. And I had Johnson and Dustin Johnson. Justin Thomas. And I had Jordan Spieth. And I had Jordan Spieth, the plus 3,900, a big underdog. And he won the RBC Heritage Classic golf tournament over the weekend. And if you put $5 on that, you got $200. $195 in profit, $200 back. And I did that. Jeff Morton did that as well. And I can give you 3 a week for the next 10 weeks and not hit one and still be good after that. So you should have taken Spieth if you didn't. If you did, congratulations. So that's a little icing on top, cherry idea win, a big idea win at that. I won't count the golf plays towards my official records. I'm only putting a fraction of a unit on them. But if you hit one for 20 or 30 or sometimes almost 40 to 1, wow, is it worth it? Does it feel damn good? With that being said, I went 5-3 officially over the weekend. That will bring April. That'll bring April to 27-18, all time to 145, 128-4. And I had 3 official picks for you today, but my baseball game got postponed due to weather. If you're in the Midwest like I am, you're seeing snow falling for we're hoping to be the last time, and it may put a damper on my golf game that I was supposed to play tomorrow. Only time will tell. The MLB play I did have for you, and by the way, I'm 6-1 so far in MLB of unofficial plays. So a good start in Major League Baseball this season, no doubt about that. I had the White Sox money line. I took it to -103. I believe that was last night. It went up to plus 125 at some point against the Cleveland Guardians. Game got postponed. I believe the game was in Cleveland. Cleveland, much like Detroit, is getting dumped on snow-wise. I'm not sure how many games will be affected by this. I just know that that particular game has been postponed. And so now I don't have an official baseball play for you. I went back, I looked at things. I dropped a fraction of a unit on something, so I'll give it to you as an idea play. If you like it, jump on it. I think there's value here in the Atlanta Braves money line plus 195 against the Dodgers tonight at 10 o'clock on MLB Network. I know the Dodgers are a great team. I know that Clayton Kershaw has a 0 ERA after 8 innings in his first game. He's been pitching lights out. I don't expect that type of performance this time. And I think that the Braves, they're a scrappy bunch. They're the World Series defending champions. I think they can win this game. And I'm not making it an official play. It's not 2 or 3 units like my normal plays are. This is a fraction of a unit. This is an MLB idea for you. So if you like it, jump on it. I'm not going to count it towards or against my record if it wins. great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I was more confident in the White Sox than I am the Braves, but I did place a very small wager on the Braves, and I'll keep it out as an idea play. 2 official picks today now, one in the NHL and one in the NBA. And I'm going to go back to old reliable. I'm going to go back to old faithful in the NHL. I'm going to go back to the Seattle Kraken over. The hat's actually hanging back there. Ottawa Senators at the Seattle Kraken. Game's on at 10 o'clock on ESPN+, and you can grab this line at plus 105 over at DraftKings, over 6 goals. Kraken overs equals money. That's the BP311 algebra, okay? This has hit for me more times than it hasn't when the Kraken are playing a game and I took an over. They're probably 80% of the time. This may be one of those 20%ers. It may be one of the 80%ers. Not a lot of games left in the season to take advantage of the Kraken hitting overs and making me money. So I'm definitely going to jump on it tonight. No, I don't like the Senators. No, I don't think the Senators score a lot of goals because they don't. But the Kraken do, and they keep games competitive. And I don't care if it's competitive or not, as long as they score 6 or more goals. Hopefully they score 7 goals or more. That's my NHL play of the day. And my NBA play of the day is I'm going back to the well one more time with the Denver Nuggets. Jokic is a better player than what he proved on Saturday. He has more than that in the tank. They are going to win at least one game. I have them to win the whole freaking series. Golden State's going to get tired. They have to. Koalas talks about how deep their bench is and how good they are. Look, I love Golden State, and I don't care. I'll lose a couple dollars so that the Golden State Warriors can prove me wrong, and they can beat the Nuggets, and they can move on and hopefully make a really deep run in the playoffs. If not, who knows, right? I'm not going to say that. I'm a fan of the Golden State Warriors. I'm a fan of Steph Curry. I like to see them succeed. I felt it was too good to be true, and one game doesn't prove me wrong. So I'm going back to the well. The Nuggets are plus 235 on a heavy money line, and I think it's a great number, and I think they can definitely win this game. They're playing in Golden State, 10 o'clock tonight, TNT. If I'm up, I'll give you a 1 o'clock in the morning show recorded potentially from the garage so that it'll upload tomorrow morning around 9 or 10 o'clock. If not, you're going to get a very short live show at about 9:30 a.m. unless golf gets snowed out, in which case I might come back to you in the middle of the day. It's all up in the air. There will be a Tuesday show for BP311's Weekday Sports Picks. I did promise you a programming note, so I'll give it to you now. Episode 3 of This Week in Sports Betting with BP311 TJ Saltdog will happen this Saturday at noon, April 23rd, 2022, right here on BP311's Weekday Sports Picks YouTube channel. And we may have Matt Koalas back. We may have Dulcetto back. Most likely we'll have at least one of them, if not both of them. I will cover every NHL game for you like I did in the first episode. Terry's going to go over all the NBA stuff for the weekend. And I'm sure we'll have a baseball pick for you. We may or may not touch on the USFL. And we'll see what else is going on. If you want the golf plays, the ideas, come back and see me on Tuesday. They might push to Wednesday this week. It's one or the other. Just keep watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Show me some love. And keep it profitable.